So wonderful that you're all with us today. Thank you for choosing to be here. We're delighted that we can share our music with you this evening. It's been a terrific group to work with this year, and I know that you're going to enjoy the performance tonight. The concert tonight, in part, sponsors the Woody Butnick Chip Williams Scholarship Fund, and this is a scholarship that goes to a senior who's given so much to the band over 4 years, and we would, in lieu of a concert ticket tonight, we hope that you would give generously to that fund. And on your way out today, there'll be some people with baskets that if you'd be so kind as to make a contribution to that, we would be really grateful. In the program tonight, there's one omission, and I want to be sure to welcome to our stage for our final two pieces, Emily Gerard, who's going to be playing harp. It is a terrific addition, and you'll love the way she plays and the way the harp sounds with the wind ensemble tonight. Let's go on with the show. Here's Danzone number 2. Thank you so much. We're always wondering what you're thinking out there, so I thought I better turn around and have you start clapping, and then we'd all get into the mood a little bit. That is a piece we have really enjoyed playing over the course of the year and have really grown into the piece. And so we're delighted we could play that for you. Well, it's that time of the year when I love to acknowledge these wonderful seniors who've given so much to this ensemble and to the entire program. And so I'd like to just introduce you to each of them. I'll have them stand one at a time, and then please hold your applause until we've had a chance to recognize and hear about each of them. So we're going to start with the percussion section. And Sara, let's begin with you. This is Sara Batman. Sara is going to the University of Minnesota next year in mechanical engineering, and one of her passions is she'd like to work overseas for people who are impoverished and build homes and build communities. And next we have Samir Kashyap. Yeah, Samir is going to Nebraska next year, and he's interested in software engineer and programming. And he already has a spot in the front line for the marching band at Nebraska. So congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you on TV. And next I see Zach Start. Let's have you come up next. Okay, this Zach is going to University of Minnesota Duluth next year. One of his passions is trains. So he plans to work or volunteer for the Superior Railroad Museum while he's up there. J.J. Hale is going to Northwestern University next year, and he's going to study engineering and play in the marching band. J.J. was the recipient of our band department award this past year. And let's go to the trumpet section. This is Sam Johnson. Sam is going to Bethel next year. He's undecided exactly what he's going to do, but that's what college is for. Scott McCullough is next. Scott's going to the University of Minnesota. He's interested in chemical engineering, chemistry, economics, and his real passion, which he would like to pursue in his master's degree, is protecting the environment. Jake Scheibe. Jake is headed off to Arizona State University. He's interested in history and education and would like to go to law school after that. Andrew Heintz is off also to the University of Minnesota in Duluth. He has been one of our incredible tech people here in the theater department, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go into tech design and hopes one day to be a sound engineer and designer for a regional theater company. Jeremy Gilbertson is going to Gustavus next year. He's interested in chemistry and physics, and he's also going to be playing in the band next year, and eventually would like to go to the University of Minnesota and pursue medicine. Nathan Scott is going to go to a community college next year and then eventually to the University of Minnesota. His interests are in music and computer science. Megan Wilson is off to the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire next year. She is going to study to be a band director. Case Schaumburg is going to the University of Wisconsin at Stout. And he has in mind to be a professional photographer someday. Maddie Bocek is in our horn section. She's going to the University of Minnesota next year in the College of Science and Engineering, and also still trying to figure out what the decision will be for a career. And then also we have Charlie Rustet, who's going to the University of Wisconsin next year. And he's interested in biomedical engineering and computer science. And he tells me he plans to try as many restaurants as he can in Madison. Probably having to do with hot peppers, I'm guessing. Aidan Grotbeck is going to St. Thomas next year, and he's going to study economics. And Chad Snorik is going to Normandale next year, and then on to the University of Minnesota. His interest is also in computer science, and he plans to play next year in the North Hennepin Community Jazz Band, which is a really terrific group. Hope I get to hear you sometime. Maria Groth is off to Augsburg, And she is going to study biology, chemistry, and is interested in the long term pursuing research in the laboratory for medicine. Lexi Nelson is going to St. Cloud State University next year. She's interested in music composition and computer science. And she says she wants to live life to the fullest, which she's already started doing. Danny Valdez is going to the University of Minnesota in Duluth, and then potentially to the University of Minnesota. He's interested in mechanical engineering and aerospace engineering. Let's see, Amelia Saharsky is next. She's going to St. Olaf College, where she intends to play in the band. Sarah Mersch is going to Gustavus next year. She's interested in chemistry and is going to be on the pre-med track. She would like to be an anesthesiologist or a radiologist. Eliza Pekarovsky is going to the University of Minnesota and will be pursuing biology and climbing mountains and traveling and stuff like that. Varun Devada is going to St. Olaf College. He's interested in neuroscience and would like one day to be a doctor, and also has a passion and a heart for social work. Erin Rupi is going to Northeastern in Boston next year, and she's going to be studying business and then figuring out what to do for a major. Olivia Olsen is off to the University of Minnesota. She has a real interest in nutrition and food, what's that? Yeah, food systems, a new word for me. And she also is interested in traveling and hopes that her job will take her somewhere abroad. Emma Bernard is going to the University of Minnesota and is interested in biosystems and bioproduct engineering, and is planning to play in the marching band next year and also hopes to do some traveling. Hannah Emmons is off to Northwestern University. She is in the College of, Arts and Sciences, and not decided about a major yet, but knows she's going to play in the band. And Grace Keller is going to St. Olaf next year, and she's interested in psychology, doesn't know if that'll be a major or not, but she's definitely going to continue with her music. And Grace was the recipient of the Woody Butnick and Chip Williams Scholarship this year, after the committee had gone over a long list of great, great applicants. Well, these are our terrific seniors. Seniors, it has been a pleasure to work with you, and your leadership has been bold and kind, and the community that you've developed and sustained has been joyful and compassionate. Your music, you have held close to your heart, and you've given freely. You've been an inspiration. And so as you continue to inspire, breathe in all of those great people and experiences that you're going to encounter, and then exhale and inspire others with your great personalities and the kindness and compassion and intelligence that you've shown all of us while you've been here. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Hello. So us seniors, when reflecting back on this past year and our past 4 years, have been really thankful for the community that the band has created for us and the friends we have made and the things we have learned through taking risks and challenging ourselves with music as a safe place to do that. And so to give our immense gratitude, we put together a little something for you, a board. with all of our photos to be remembered. Yeah.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
and then something special that we did this year, which meant a lot to us, was the Whom Do You Know, where we pretty much, got up in front of the class and shared some stuff about ourselves, and we really felt like because of the connections we made through that, we made better music as a community. And so we learned something about you. We learned that you really like to garden. And so because of that, we also got you a gift card to Dundee's so that you could expand your garden this year and next year.
Well, we love to play this next piece, and it is for our seniors. I'd like to make one acknowledgement before we continue. There's an individual who has given so much to our music and theater departments and really all around the school. And his name is Dave Carlson, and he's often the man who is behind all of the cameras that are in the auditorium or in culinary or wherever the action is taking place. And this is his last year, his last Wind Ensemble concert. And I just wanted to acknowledge the hours and hours of work that Dave puts in just because he wants things to be great for the kids, for the community. The hours of editing before it goes on Ed's TV for us to all watch, or before it goes on our website. It's really countless. And Dave, we just appreciate so much all that you have given to us as a band, to us as a music department and fine arts department, and really the community here at Wayzata. We just appreciate you so much. So I know you can't see him. He's behind a camera somewhere, but let's offer him our applause. Okay, well, we are really excited to present to you this last piece of music. Over the last 3 years now, we've had the opportunity to play a symphony by Julie Giroux. 3 years ago, it was Bookmarks from Japan. Last year, it was the Symphony of Fables. And this year, we're pleased to present to you No Finer Calling, which was written for the United States Air Force Band in celebration of their 60th anniversary. This year marks their 70th anniversary, so that worked out pretty well by accident on my part. But it is a symphony in 3 movements, and each of the movements is representing a part of their motto. And I think you'll find the first movement inspiring and joyful, the second movement reflective and lovely, and the third movement rather nostalgic, and yet because of the idea of service and all that these people give up in service for their country, it's really quite an impactful third movement. I say this a few times, that there are 3 movements, so that you will withhold your applause until the very end. And know that the piece is about 20 minutes long. So if you need to just stretch your legs a little bit before we get started and get your frame of mind all set to really enjoy this piece, then do so. In the third movement, there's a moment where you can sense in the music that there is a kind of a reflection. And Julie Giroux actually wrote a military prayer at that point for us to consider. And when we talked about that section of music as a band, I thought, it'd be a great idea if we all kind of came up with some ideas about what would be great to think about as we journey through that portion of the music. And so they got into several different groups and talked it over a few days, and then turned into me some of their thoughts. And as you can see in the program, there are thoughts about their future. There are thoughts about people who give their lives for their country, and all kinds of things like that I hope you'll take pause to reflect on when we get to that moment in the music. You'll recognize it when we come to this. There's a beautiful little single clarinet line that is held out, and it moves to the timpani just after a chime stroke, and then there's a pause in which you won't clap. But right, and the timpani actually keeps rolling, and then we bring in the ensemble, and that's where that moment for you to just have some reflection of your own, or you can read the ones that the students have in the program. We're delighted to share this with you, and grateful once again that you chose to be here this evening. Enjoy the last piece.